Hello, it is Zach with a podcast named Tim, here to discuss The Mitchells versus the Machines. Is it good and is it worth your time? Before we get into the review, let's just give a little moment to give a little thumbs up to the video, subscribe maybe, hit us up on our audio platforms as well for the podcast. We talk a lot of Power Rangers, Star Wars, movies, some games, a little bit of everything. So I appreciate that, of course. I appreciate you just checking out this video. If you give it a thumbs down, that's fine too. It is what it is. But the Mitchells versus the Machines, is it good? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And what is it? Well, it's a tale as old as time. A family just can't get along in this Netflix original. Basically, you have a family of four, the nuclear family. Dad, who just likes to use tools and be kind of a man's man, outdoors, doesn't like technology. You have mom, who's in some respects doesn't have as much to develop with as far as her character, other than she's very jealous of her neighbors and what she thinks is a perfect family. And then, of course, she also likes to do some baking. There's the son, whose name is Aaron, and he loves dinosaurs because every little kid goes through dinosaur phase. Aaron has stuck to it. And then, of course, there's our main character, Katie, who is played by Abby Jacobson, I should say. The dad is played by Danny McBride, the mom by Maya Rudolph, and the son is by Michael Renata, I believe that's how it's pronounced. He's one of the writers and co-directors for the film. Katie is very interested in going off to college and making movies, being part of the show business. It is part of her dream. She wants to be an artiste, and she channels her some of her teenage angst, yes, through her movies that she uses with her dog as the main actor, named I believe Mochi is the name. Basically, while family's not doing so hot, some little arguments happening, and comes to a head when Katie has to go off to college, and to basically artist college. And the dad decides that we're going to go on a little family trip in order to bond one last time before you head off to college. Unfortunately, while they're on their family trip, well, the world kind of runs into a little bit of a problem. There's a robot apocalypse happening. The robots are taking over. Isaac Asimov has his three rules didn't work, and the way that they do it in this movie is through basically a social media app. It's kind of poking fun at Facebook and Twitter and Apple and just all of social media and technology and the detriment that it is to our society, but also some of the benefits to it as well, as far as giving us the creative control to do things. So basically, they're on this adventure, and PAL is the name of the Apple company in this, and they're introducing some robots. Midway through the presentation, the robots just already go ahead and are on the prowl. We find out later that it is the old original cell phone that PAL, like the alpha model, that has created this army because it was just thrown away in the trash. And now we're going to do the same to humans. Basically, we're going to launch them into space, and it is up to our one family, the Mitchells, to stop the machines. Of course, a lot of hijinks ensue, and there's a lot of fun here. It has a frenetic pace to it as far as the humor, kind of that much more modern kind of Adventure Time style of comedy and cartoon, and it works well. The art looks good. The animation looks really good in this movie. The family and the characters are fun. My wife and I were watching it with the daughter, so we had a little family movie night, and we were all just my wife and I were cracking up. Maybe a little bit more than my daughter. She tolerated the film, I guess, but we all really enjoyed it. And I would give this a 7 out of 10. I think this is definitely worth your viewing. Of course, again, especially with it being on Netflix and for free if you have a subscription. It is a Sony animation film. It is their first one to be exclusive to Netflix. But the way they do the robots is fun. The way they play with the robot invasion genre is a lot of fun, and just the look of it and the feel of it and the fun they had is just a lot of good times. It's hard to talk about kids movies in some respects because they are so formulaic, and this one, it is formula because you have the family who don't get along and they have to come together and to save the day. But it also goes off on these weird tangents where like the mom becomes like a samurai warrior, and the son has trouble talking to girls, and and all that. The way they handle that is fun. They end up at a mall where they have to like deal with Wi-Fi and the internet. I don't know. It was visually well done, and it just had a lot of fun. And that's what movies are about. They're about fun, and I think this movie defines that. I will probably most certainly watch it again, having a little one. She will, I'm sure, want to partake. But I thought is really well done. I think Phil Lord and crew were involved in some of the production behind the scenes. And if you've seen the Lego movies, I'm just doing that off of hoping in my memory of the of the credits. But you know how they do with their style of humor and filming. So definitely had that kind of Lego movie feel to it. Yeah, just a good movie, fun. I don't want to say cliched because it was too. The little tangents that went on made it unique, and the family dynamic. Although I should say I'm a big crybaby. I cry in all these movies about family, and this one didn't get to me. That wasn't even close. So that's why it's not an 8 or 9, because you get me to cry, you get extra points, and that's not a hard task. But this one didn't do it, but I did enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts on the Mitchells versus the Machines. Did you like the robot design? I did. Did you like kind of the animation style and the fun of it? Or did you think it was just boring? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear them, and we'll see you next time here on a podcast named Tim.